I sincerely regret making such comments. 5 secrets you may wish to keep from your family. Have you ever regretted sharing something you should have kept private? Sometimes seemingly harmless words can strain family relationships, erode trust, and even cause deep hurt. Today, let's explore 5 things you might consider keeping to yourself within your family. Not because you distrust them, but because silence can sometimes be the best form of protection. 1 Past mistakes we've learned from illustrative example. Mr. Lawrence's story. Retired craftsman Mr. Lawrence shared a story of a past financial setback with his granddaughter, intending it as a valuable lesson in business prudence. However, her reaction surprised him. She expressed concern and even a degree of pity, causing him to feel hurt and regretful for having shared his experience. Lesson learned. Family members often view us as role models or individuals they respect. Hearing about significant mistakes not only imparts a lesson, but can also alter their perception of us, sometimes negatively. Sharing our failures may inadvertently create distance or burden loved ones emotionally. Why keep significant past mistakes private? Avoiding judgment. Sharing major errors can lead to unintended negative assessments from others. Maintaining respect and role models. Loved ones, especially children and grandchildren, often view us as strong and successful role models. Revealing past mistakes can damage this perception. Preserving inner peace. Revisiting past failures can trigger negative emotions, hindering focus on the present. Avoiding pity or concern. Listeners, particularly younger generations, may feel pity or concern rather than learning from the experience. Instead of recounting every detail, lessons can be conveyed subtly. For instance, instead of saying, "He lost everything by trusting the wrong partner," one could say, "He learned a hard lesson about caution in business." This approach shares life experiences without altering others' perceptions. The significance of selective silence lies in the understanding that not all past mistakes require recounting. Holding back certain details allows us to maintain a degree of narrative control over our own lives. Our families will perceive our strength and maturity through the way we live in the present, rather than solely through the lens of past failures. Silence, in this context, doesn't represent a denial of the past, but rather a powerful strategy for focusing on a brighter future. It's a conscious choice to curate our personal narrative, emphasizing growth and resilience over past missteps. This approach fosters a healthier, more positive self-image and allows us to present a more complete and nuanced picture of ourselves to those closest to us. By carefully choosing what we share, we protect our emotional well-being and cultivate a stronger sense of self-worth. The ability to selectively share our experiences demonstrates maturity and self-awareness, qualities that are far more valuable than a complete and potentially damaging recounting of every past mistake. Number 2. Minor health concerns. Why you shouldn't over-discuss minor health issues. Avoiding unnecessary worry. Sharing minor ailments like headaches, aches, or insignificant symptoms can cause undue anxiety among family members, particularly elderly parents and young children. Their deep concern may lead them to exaggerate the severity of the issue, distracting them from their work or studies, and potentially fostering a climate of persistent worry within the family. For example, a middle-aged father mentioning frequent back pain from prolonged sitting to his son might initially cause mild concern, but eventually lead to the son feeling pressured and guilty, even though the health issue is not serious. Maintaining a positive self-image. Continuously complaining about health problems can inadvertently portray you as weak or lacking vitality. Family members might perceive you as frail, diminishing their respect or confidence in you. Similarly, in the workplace, frequent mentions of health issues may lead colleagues or employees to question your ability to lead or perform effectively. For instance, an older business executive repeatedly discussing sleeplessness and fatigue with employees might initially garner sympathy, but eventually erode their trust in his leadership capabilities and decision-making abilities. The psychology of amplification. Constantly talking about a health issue focuses the mind on it, intensifying the perceived severity of the discomfort. Minor pains, if constantly dwelled upon, can become more significant over time, negatively impacting mental well-being and quality of life. For example, A person with mild shoulder pain who frequently complains might find the pain amplified by their focus, making it more bothersome than it actually is. Ignoring minor discomforts often allows the body to naturally adapt and alleviate the issue. When should you share your health concerns? This doesn't mean you must keep all health issues private, but rather that you should be selective about what you share. It's advisable to discuss health concerns when the issue is serious and presents warning signs, you require family assistance with treatment or daily living, or you need information or advice from family members with medical expertise. It's best to avoid discussing health issues when they are minor and don't affect your overall health, you're seeking attention, as this can be counterproductive, or you're mentioning them habitually without a specific purpose. Effectively managing health concerns without burdening family. Prioritizing self-care. Taking proactive steps towards better self-care is crucial for managing minor health issues without unnecessarily worrying loved ones. This involves establishing a healthy lifestyle encompassing a balanced diet, regular exercise, and sufficient rest. These foundational elements can significantly mitigate the impact of many common ailments. Proactive health information seeking. For minor health concerns, thorough research and exploration of self-help strategies are often beneficial. This allows for informed decision-making and may resolve the issue before escalating to a point requiring family involvement. This approach empowers you to take control of your well-being. Maintaining a health journal. If a particular symptom is causing concern, maintaining a detailed health journal can be invaluable. Record the frequency, severity, and any associated factors of the symptom. This systematic approach provides a clear record for tracking progress and identifying patterns, reducing the need for constant updates to family members. The journal serves as a valuable tool for both self-monitoring and potential discussions with healthcare professionals. Strategic communication. While open communication with family is important, it's equally important to discern when intervention is truly necessary. For minor, transient issues, self-management is often sufficient. However, if a seemingly minor problem persists or worsens, seeking professional medical advice from a physician is recommended before involving family members. This ensures you receive appropriate medical attention and avoids unnecessary worry for your loved ones. By prioritizing self-care and strategic communication, you can effectively manage your health concerns while maintaining a healthy balance in your personal relationships. 3. Unfulfilled dreams. Why dwelling on unrealized dreams is detrimental. Fostering feelings of failure and discouragement. Constantly revisiting unfulfilled aspirations can instill feelings of regret, helplessness, and failure. Instead of focusing on present possibilities, you become trapped in the past and what wasn't achieved. This diminishes motivation, erodes self-belief, and saps the energy needed to pursue new goals. For example, someone who dreamed of starting their own business but failed might, by repeatedly mentioning this to their family, cultivate a sense of personal failure, hindering their ability to pursue new opportunities. Negative impact on family morale. Families desire to see their loved ones strong and positive. Continuously recounting unmet goals can cause sadness and worry. Children may lose faith in the value of striving if they constantly hear parents lamenting past failures. For instance, a father repeatedly sharing his unsuccessful singing career with his children might inadvertently instill a fear of failure in them, undermining their own aspirations. Diminishing personal image. Frequently discussing unachieved goals can project indecisiveness and a lack of self-assurance. Within a family, a spouse might feel a lack of stability. Socially, constantly mentioning past failures to friends and colleagues can erode trust in one's capabilities. For example, a man repeatedly telling friends about a missed opportunity in real estate investment might be perceived as lacking decisiveness, potentially hindering future collaborations. Approaching unfulfilled dreams, a constructive perspective. Embracing acceptance and extracting lessons. Instead of dwelling on regret, view unfulfilled dreams as valuable learning experiences. Engage in self-reflection. What did I learn from this experience? Transform these insights into motivation for future growth. For instance, if you previously failed in opening a cafe, rather than lamenting the outcome, analyze the reasons for the failure and identify areas for improvement, should a future opportunity arise. This analytical approach allows for the development of a more robust and informed strategy for future endeavors. Consider creating a detailed post-mortem analysis to identify specific weaknesses and areas requiring further development. Focusing on the present and future, avoid allowing past disappointments to hinder your progress. Ask yourself, what can I do now to improve? If the dream remains significant, explore alternative pathways to pursue it. If it no longer aligns with your current goals and aspirations, accept this shift and redirect your focus towards more realistic objectives. For example, if you aspired to be a public speaker but lacked opportunities, instead of succumbing to regret, consider leveraging online platforms such as YouTube or starting a blog to share your knowledge and expertise. This proactive approach allows for the gradual development of skills and experience, paving the way for future opportunities. Inspiring others through shared experiences. When discussing unfulfilled dreams, frame the narrative as an inspirational story rather than a complaint. Highlight the lessons learned, the adjustments you would make, and encourage others to take action. For instance, instead of saying, "I once wanted to start a business but lacked capital," consider a more constructive approach. "I previously conceived a business idea but lacked the necessary capital and experience. I am now actively acquiring additional knowledge and skills, and should a suitable opportunity present itself, I will approach it with enhanced preparation and a more comprehensive understanding of the market." This positive and proactive framing transforms a potential source of negativity into a testament to personal growth and resilience. Sharing your journey, both successes and setbacks, can inspire others to pursue their own dreams with greater determination and a more realistic understanding of the challenges involved. 4. Disappointment in family members. Why can disappointment in family members be harmful? Damaging family relationships. Continuously expressing disappointment in a family member can make them feel hurt, unappreciated, or inadequate. Instead of motivating positive change, criticism can lead to estrangement or even defiance. Real-life example. A father frequently tells his son, "You're so lazy and don't try hard enough. I'm very disappointed in you." The child may become discouraged, demotivated, and even rebellious instead of striving to improve, causing mental stress and guilt. Feeling like they constantly disappoint you can create pressure, anxiety, and guilt in a family member. This can lead to stress, depression, or a desire to withdraw from the family to avoid judgment. Real-life example. A wife constantly criticizes her husband. "You never do anything right. I'm so disappointed I married you." The husband may become insecure, lose motivation, or worse, distance himself to escape the criticism. Weakening mutual respect. Families thrive on mutual respect. Frequently expressing disappointment undermines this respect. It can lead to resentment, arguments, and fractured relationships. Real-life example. A mother constantly compares her son to others. "Other children are so accomplished while you constantly disappoint me." The son may feel undervalued, lose self-esteem, and withdraw from his mother. Disappointment in loved ones can stem from several sources. One common reason is setting expectations that exceed a person's capabilities or circumstances. When someone falls short of our expectations, disappointment often follows. For example, a father who expects his child to become a doctor might feel perpetually disappointed if the child pursues art, especially if the father fails to accept this reality, even if the child thrives in their chosen field. Another factor is a lack of understanding and communication. Disappointment may arise not from wrongdoing, but from misinterpretations. Without open communication, we may misjudge another's actions and intentions. For instance, a wife might feel her husband is uncaring because of his late hours, when in reality, he's working overtime to provide for the family. A frank conversation could prevent persistent disappointment based on a misunderstanding. Finally, societal standards can also contribute to disappointment. We may feel let down, not because a loved one has done something wrong, but because they haven't met the societal expectations we hold dear. This is particularly prevalent in some cultures where pressure related to achievement, career, and reputation is significant. For example, a family might feel shame and disappointment if their son chooses entrepreneurship over university, overlooking the potential for success outside traditional paths. How to positively address disappointment in loved ones. Disappointment in family and friends is an inevitable part of life. However, navigating these feelings constructively is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships. Instead of succumbing to negativity, we can employ several strategies to foster understanding and strengthen bonds. Embracing imperfection. It's essential to remember that nobody is perfect, including ourselves. Focusing solely on flaws overlooks the inherent strengths and positive contributions of our loved ones. Rather than dwelling on shortcomings, cultivate an appreciation for their good qualities and the positive impact they have on your life. Practical application. When disappointment arises, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I being overly critical? Recall past instances where this person demonstrated kindness, support, or positive attributes. Actively focusing on these memories can shift your perspective and foster a more balanced view. Constructive communication. Expressing disappointment doesn't necessitate negativity. Instead, aim for clear, empathetic communication that conveys your feelings without causing offense or triggering defensiveness. Example, instead of saying, "You're always so inconsiderate, I'm so disappointed," try, "I've been feeling neglected lately and it's been impacting me. I would really appreciate it if we could spend more quality time together." This approach focuses on your feelings and needs, encouraging a collaborative solution rather than assigning blame. Empathetic perspective taking. Before allowing disappointment to fester, consider the situation from your loved one's point of view. Are they facing personal challenges or stressors that might be contributing to their behavior? Are their actions truly indicative of disregard, or are they simply approaching the situation differently? Practical application. When feeling disappointed, ask yourself, if I were in their shoes, how would I feel and react? This exercise promotes understanding and reduces the likelihood of misinterpreting their actions. Instead of immediate criticism, offer support and guidance based on empathy. Offering support instead of criticism. If a loved one hasn't met your expectations, explore ways to offer assistance rather than resorting to criticism. Gentle encouragement and proactive support are far more effective than reprimands and complaints. Example, if a child is struggling academically, avoid disappointment and blame. Instead, actively engage in understanding the root cause of their difficulties. Collaborate with them to develop strategies for improvement, offering encouragement and resources along the way. This approach fosters a supportive environment conducive to growth and learning. Remember, patience and understanding are key components in navigating disappointment and strengthening relationships. 5. Personal financial plan. A personal financial plan is a strategy to help you manage, protect, and grow your assets over time. It's more than just saving or investing. It involves asset allocation, income optimization, and risk management. A well-crafted personal financial plan helps you achieve financial freedom, prepare for unexpected events, and ensure your assets are used effectively throughout your life. Key components of a personal financial plan. Current financial assessment. Before developing a plan, a thorough understanding of your current financial situation is crucial. This includes total assets, real estate, cash, gold, securities, stocks and bonds, mutual funds, insurance policies, etc. A detailed inventory of all assets is essential, including their current market values. Consider using a spreadsheet or financial planning software to track this information effectively. Total liabilities, outstanding bank loans, credit card debt, personal loans, mortgages, etc. Accurate accounting of all debts, including interest rates and repayment schedules, is necessary for a comprehensive assessment. Income, salary, business profits, dividends, passive income streams, rental income, royalties, etc. A clear picture of all income sources, both regular and irregular, is vital for accurate financial planning. Expenses, fixed expenses, housing, utilities, food, transportation, and variable expenses, entertainment, travel, dining out. Categorizing expenses allows for identification of areas where spending can be optimized. Tracking expenses using budgeting apps or spreadsheets can provide valuable insights into spending habits. Practical example. An individual with total assets of $100,000 but burdened by $25,000 in debt might feel financially secure, but a closer look reveals significant financial pressure. A comprehensive assessment highlights this discrepancy and allows for informed decision-making. Defining financial goals. Individual financial goals vary widely. Common goals include homeownership, vehicle purchase, generating passive income streams, retirement planning, including healthcare costs, funding children's education, establishing an emergency fund, investing for wealth accumulation. Important note, categorize goals by time frame: short-term 1 to 3 years, medium-term 3 to 7 years, and long-term 7+ years. Develop specific action plans with measurable milestones for each goal. Practical example: to achieve homeownership within 5 years, determine the required down payment, monthly savings needed, and suitable investment vehicles to accelerate progress. Building a financial budget. A budget provides control over income and expenses, preventing wasteful spending and ensuring sufficient funds for investment and savings. Common financial management formula: 50% essential expenses, housing, food, utilities, healthcare; 30% discretionary spending, entertainment, travel, personal purchases; 20% savings and investments. Practical example: with a monthly income of $10,000, $5,000 for essential expenses, $3,000 for discretionary spending, and $2,000 for savings and investments. This allocation can be adjusted based on individual circumstances and priorities. Creating an emergency fund. An emergency fund safeguards against job loss, illness, or unexpected events. Aim for 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. Practical example: with monthly expenses of $5,000, an emergency fund of $15,000 to $30,000 is recommended, ideally held in a readily accessible, high-yield savings account. Investing for wealth growth. Investing is crucial for wealth growth beyond simply saving. Diversification across asset classes is key to mitigating risk. Common investment vehicles include securities, stocks, exchange-traded funds, ETFs, mutual funds. Real estate, rental properties, land, business ventures, starting a business or investing in startups. Precious metals and foreign currency for long-term value preservation. Cryptocurrencies and emerging technologies, high-risk, high-reward investments. Important note: diversify your investment portfolio to minimize risk. Avoid concentrating investments in a single asset class. Practical example: with $50,000 to invest, a possible allocation could be $20,000 in stocks, $20,000 in real estate, and $10,000 in an emergency fund. This allocation should be tailored to individual risk tolerance and financial goals. Managing financial risks. Protecting assets from risks like illness, unemployment, and economic downturns is vital. Key strategies include life insurance, financial security for dependents in case of death; health insurance, protection against unexpected medical expenses; comprehensive investment contracts, mitigate legal risks; responsible debt management, borrow only when necessary and with a clear repayment plan. Practical example: an individual without health insurance facing a serious illness might be forced to deplete assets for medical treatment. Health insurance would have mitigated this financial crisis. Retirement planning and estate planning. Planning for retirement and the distribution of assets is a critical component of personal financial planning. Strategies include long-term investments, generating passive income in retirement; real estate or dividend income, sustainable income streams; wills and estate plans, ensure smooth transfer of assets and avoid family disputes. Practical example: to achieve a $5,000 monthly retirement income, calculate the necessary pre-retirement savings to generate this level of sustainable income. Professional financial advice is highly recommended for comprehensive retirement planning. Common mistakes in personal financial planning. Failing to create a concrete plan can lead to earning money without a clear direction. Overspending and insufficient saving leave you without a financial safety net for emergencies. Investing based on trends without understanding the risks can result in losses. Lack of investment diversification, placing all your eggs in one basket, makes you vulnerable to significant losses. Insufficient insurance protection forces you to rely on savings or sell assets during unforeseen circumstances. Family is where we experience the greatest love, but it can also be where we're most easily hurt. Not every secret needs to be kept, but some things, if revealed at the wrong time or to the wrong person, can cause lifelong regret. Have you ever experienced such a situation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more valuable content. See you in the next video.